Now, I get asked a lot by every client at every level of the game, Andy, what causes my error? Now, the errors can vary. All sorts of things can go wrong. We can pull, we can push, we can come up short, we can overhit it. So there's plenty of reasons why you might miss a putt. And guess what? I've chosen the smallest target on the golf course to help you with your game. A 40-yard wide fairway is pretty wide. A 4-inch hole is not the biggest target in the world. And yet, we've got to get the ball in the hole. That's the idea. Remember, the game of golf is all about the fewest strokes in the hole. And we're watching the great players, the Scottish Schefflers, especially at this point in time, getting the ball in the hole in fewer strokes than the rest. And the reason why he is winning is because, well, if we just have a look at the Open Championship, he did it on one shot per round better than the best of the rest. So he wins. Now, it's logical. However, logic doesn't always apply in movement. And you think the feel and reel is a major part of what we do, and it is, but what is the feel and what is the reel? Now, something you may not have thought about is the handle, how much this grip moves from side to side. Should we think about it? Because we're not putting with our hands, Andy. We're using our big muscles, our chest, our shoulders, if you will. If you want to rock the shoulders, carry on, you'll struggle. However, right, another video. Essentially, any movement that is going from side to side is also going to involve the movement of the handle of the club. And if you're not thinking about it, and what its effects will be down here, well, whatever's happening here will only magnify the error down here. So it's time we start to think about the grip and how we can improve our skills, our club face control, our path direction by thinking a little bit more about the handle. Now, if I get a measuring tool out, I just so happen to have a short measuring tool here, a little 12-inch ruler, I can then understand a little bit more about how far the handle is going to move, whilst trying not to move the ruler. Now, the handle is going to move roughly, very roughly, like accurately, roughly 50% of the movement of the club head. Now, if I move the club head back to my green line here, that is 10 inches away from the back of the ball. And in that process, I can then establish how much movement my thumbs are going to move, specifically middle thumb. Now, I've said middle because this might be an opposite way around, of course. And so we're going to use the middle of the grip, which also, because I have another ruler to hand, happens to be approximately 50% of the distance, I'm going to say 30 inches, from the shoulder position or the ear position, the pivot point, to the center of the grip as well. So the pivot point is my left ear, and my grip from the ground, center of the grip from the ground here and here is equally 30 inches. So if I focus on this 30-inch point, which happens to be pretty central to the grip, then I can move that point of reference, my left thumb as it happens, my top thumb, right, is pretty much in the center of the grip. I can focus on moving that 5 inches when the putter head is moving 10. Because if I recognize my radius is up here and my lowest point of radius is here, the connection all the way up to there is the hands and arms on the club. I've got 2 spokes going into a 1-spoke wheel, if you will. The central spoke moves from side to side 50%. If it doesn't, because I happen to put some hinge in, then ultimately we're going to dial in an error down here. Whatever happens down there will be magnified by this movement here. So yes, Tiger putted very well with hingy wrists, and so did Jack Nicklaus. However, they were extremely good, and they practiced it for 8 hours a day. Well, maybe not 8, but they practiced it as a full-time job. We don't have that much time. I don't have that much time. As much as I would love to practice putting for 8 hours a day, I don't, because I am coaching those of you that are not here watching on the channel, and I'm helping folk to improve their putting all the time. Occasionally I'll get out and play golf. In amongst that, I might hit 25 to 30 putts in a round of golf over a 4-hour period. So I'm not getting a lot of putts in there either. So my practice is as limited as yours probably is as well. But I try and find 15, 20 minutes every day to focus on moving the handle 50% of the club head. My putting changed dramatically, and just throwing it out there, if you didn't know, I overcame the yips 20 years ago. I've had the yips. I know what it feels like to stand over a 4-foot putt and not know which side of the hole I was going to miss it on. I overcame them 20 years ago. It's why I'm passionate now to help you to improve your putting, because I have a cure for the dreaded yips. And it's horrible. I wouldn't want anybody else to stand over there, the putts, and not know where it was going to go. But there is a cure. And part of the cure is being able to keep the handle moving from side to side. It isn't necessarily a cure where the grip is about that big. Okay, I mean, we don't need a grip to be as big as the thickness of the baseball bat that you may well use, and there's no feel in there. Okay, I'm just throwing it out there. There's no feel, and I still see lots of wrist movements. All right, so if we can keep the handle moving, we want the central point of the grip. The outer point of my radius is 60 inches. My inner point, my middle point here, is 30 inches. It will travel half the distance from side to side, and as a consequence to that, I can control the club face, magnifying the skill and the control to do that. So if we can get the golf ball rolling, because the face is nice and square and the path is reasonably straight, and we can keep the handle working through the stroke, we're going to make better putts. Simple as that. That's what we're looking for. So the focus is moving the handle, moving this part here at a constant rate relative to the club face, half the distance. And then there will be much less in the way of error at the point of contact. Please give that a try. Please like and subscribe, and then you won't miss any of the videos that are coming. I'm here to help you with your putting. There is a gargantuan amount of information that you probably have never seen. If you have seen it, then great, but you may not have seen it and heard it quite the way that I'm delivering it to you, so you'll be able to pick the bones out of both and go, I know exactly what I was told before. That's great. It helps you. I don't mind how you get the information. I want you to improve your putting. I'm not here to make you worse. I'm here to make you better. If you don't like it, that's absolutely fine. If you've got a comment, feel free, and I will gladly reply to it, because that's what I do. Please like and subscribe, but ultimately give it a try and tell me how you're getting on. And if you're not getting on so well, maybe you just want to give me a nudge on my Skillist app. Links below, and we can help you to improve your putting through that platform as well. See you next time.